All right, y'all. We finna get into, the video how the drill first started in Chicago, man. Let's see how this shit happened, man.
Tell you that kids are followers. We all took part in it. When I was coming up in Chicago, we had a slim selection of shoes that were acceptable to wear in public. Now I'm from the South Side, so bear with me. Nike, Jordan, and Timberlands were the standard. Stupid, right? Especially since most of us used to get the same fake Jordans out the back of that one guy's van in the alley. And I'll never forget them fake Air Force Ones. Them boys don't bend, break, or scuff. They just stay in mint condition. Anyway.
Hey, hold on. Them fake ones, man. I ain't gonna lie. I bought a pair before. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, look, man. Let me tell you one thing. I was like in fourth grade when I bought these motherfuckers. It was at the flea market, bro. They was like $80. I think they was about 80 $90. They was fresh as hell. Shit, I got them motherfuckers. It was raining too that day. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to school, you know what I'm saying, raining. You know what I'm saying, on the bus too, on top of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, my fucking shoe. You know what I'm saying? Like at the bottom of that motherfucker, it was like this my house shoe though, but the bottom of this motherfucker, it was like it was starting to hang out. It was like sticking out. I'm like, man, what the fuck? So I'm like, fuck it. I'm a kid. I'm like, fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, probably, I don't know. I still went to school. You know what I'm saying? We had gym that day and everything. Bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing dodgeball. All type of shit. I'm talking about my whole fucking shoe. The bottom of my shoe just came right the fuck off in gym class. I'm like, oh shit. Bro, I had to run in the bathroom, bro. Luckily, nobody ain't see that shit. I had to run in the bathroom like both of my shoes at the bottom came out, man. Oh, God, bro.
Being the original YN back in the 2010s, I saw the drill happening first person when it began. Now, of course, there was always gangster rap all over the country, but when the term Chiraq Drill Noise was first uttered out of King Louie's mouth, I was about 14 maybe. And it sparked a horrible trend of events, from at least 50% of all the parties I went to getting shot up in high school, to me accidentally being caught in the middle of multiple gang brawls with 20 people on each side, all because I was riding my stupid ass on the bus trying to get home from school. But let's start at the beginning. Today our story starts on good old 79th Street. Now I ended up transferring high schools after freshman year, but my freshman year, my mama ain't give me no choice. Some of my homies went to Simeon, which was the high school mostly known for sports, and Derrick Rose, and it was honestly the high school most kids out south wanted to go to. One of my homies went to Hirsch, which, if this school is still open today, I have no idea why. This had to be one of the most dangerous schools in the city at the time. And a quick story on that, I had a homie that was very GD. Why? I don't know. He was a
Wait a minute, Hirsch. Shit, Bowen was bad as hell too. God damn it, shit.
Follower at the time, and honestly we all were. The point is, Hirsch was full of black disciples, and unfortunately for him, we started high school right when the BDK movement started, so BDs wasn't tolerating no G-boys at all whatsoever. And see, this was still all new at the time, because just 5 to 10 years before this, nation still kinda meant something in Chicago. The GDs and BDs were all just the folks nation. They was all dropping fives together for the Stones or the Moles, whatever you want to call them, and pretty much they would all fight together. But Drill destroyed that. So when his mama forced him to attend Hirsch, everything was cool at first, for like the first week of school. Then some of the guys invited him to the hood after school to smoke with him, and this way it gets petty. These boys spent their own money, got him nice and high, and when he was comfortable, he must have accidentally shook up GD with one of them, or more likely this was just a setup all along, but they ended up beating him out in shoes. Now why did they do this? They didn't know him for real, and no real war had started between their hood and his, but it was starting to become a trend.
Shit, why the fuck you over there if you ain't know them niggas for real? Shit, that's a setup. You set your own stuff up, goddamn. Like, what the fuck?
To be BD, and to disrespect any G-boys they came in contact with. These would be some of the same guys that would end up flipping an entire neighborhood, but it probably wasn't that hard. You see, when Chief Keef came out, it didn't matter what hood you was from. We was teenagers and so was he. But the difference is he started rapping and blew up. And even before the deal, all of a sudden all the guys wanted to hang around and clout chase off him, and all the girls wanted to say they knew him. Just some random snotty-nosed kid from Parkway Gardens suddenly had all the clout in the city. And I guess you could say that's what kind of made him relatable.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, back in 2020, everybody wanna be, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, bro. Hey, he definitely hit a, you know what I'm saying, like, that era, that energy, though, was tough. It was definitely was tough. God damn
He
it,
was in our
tough.
generation, and
Tough.
he was the one that showed everybody how to get famous. Whether this was the wrong way or not didn't really matter to a bunch of teenagers. He was getting in the club at 16 and coming back to the hood with money. And clout is a dangerous drug, mostly taken by kids. And if you ever heard anybody call somebody a Chief Keef BD, this is why. Anybody who wasn't gang banging, and even some that was halfway in the streets, threw up them trays quickly to jump.
Hey, my fault for stopping the video and shit, but man, it's crazy because most of the motherfuckers gone. Bro, RIP though. RIP, goddamn.
On that wave. As dumb as it sounds, some guys really thought that the girls would assume they knew Chief Keef if they said they was BD. And you have to understand, a large majority of the South Side was gangster disciples, meaning that a lot of guys and girls grew up hearing the older people in their family talk about being a GD back in the day, and only a few select hoods were actually black disciples. Even Parkway, which would become O Block, was not a BD territory back in the day. And today it's back to being a mix because, again, Nation is dead. It's way more about which dead homie the killers were cool with. That's your nation now. But when Sosa did all this, the BDs got a little clout boost in the city. Blocks I used to walk down every day with no problem, all of a sudden became little mini war zones. And back to my freshman year, my mom is from the low end.
Hold on. Why the fuck they got his ass like that? Like, what the fuck is going on, man? Is this shit cropped? Like, what the fuck? They filter that shit?
All of a sudden became little mini war zone back then, and she told me, you don't need to be going to school with all your friends. I'm sending you to military school. Now this sounds good to a parent, but my freshman year, she sent me to Chicago Military Academy on 35th. Unfortunately, this was not what she thought it was. Not only was it smack dab in the middle of like 5 different high schools, including Dunbar where L.A. Capone went, and also the school we had to fight pretty much every day, but a military school means they accept kids who were banned from going to any other school in the city. So she thought this was like some prestigious school when it was really full of kids that got expelled from all Chicago public schools by 8th grade. For instance, the first group of guys I met was a kid from 95th that masked up and robbed his whole classroom in middle school with a paintball gun. Another guy was one of the BDs from Drill City, around where Lil Jeff would eventually come from. Some Pocket Town gangsters. And then my homie from the east side that had already been shot on a bus before he even made it to high school. Needless to say, this school was overbusing. It was also my first experience with the Hispanic gangs in Chicago. Now, the Hispanic gangs in the city get a bad rep for being racist, and yes, back in my day at least, if they saw any black guys in their part of the city, they would yell GDK no matter if you—
Hey, he ain't never lied. Hey, I swear to God, bro. Back then, like early 2000s on, bro. Like, I'm like, yeah, this motherfucker's crazy. You know?
a gang member or not, since they assumed all black people was GDs. And you would probably get whooped on playing in their neighborhood for sure as an African American. But once we were all at school together, everything was cool. I'll never forget my homie Carlos teaching me the difference between Mexican and Puerto Rican Spanish. And that's where I also learned that the Latina gang members were way more likely to kill you than any other guys. I remember my homie kind of had a thing with one of the Latin queens that came into freshman year with a teardrop tatted on her face. Now this was back in the day, so I can't say this teardrop was capped or she just got it to look cool. I think she really took somebody off this earth. And it's also when I got my first experience with the boys shut in the city bus.
Hey, hold on though, like it's crazy though, like, cause going to school in Chicago, that's how it is though. Like, you see females, they be looking good and shit. You know what I'm saying? You be talking to them. I'm talking to this female in class. She pretty. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to shoot my shot. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah. She say, I forgot what she said she from. I got shot in the back. What? You got shot in the back? She told I got shot in the back. I'm like, damn, how you get shot in the back? You know what I'm saying? She like, I was on the, on the block, you know what I'm saying, with a couple of my guys and shit. You know what I'm saying? The car rolled up, you know what I'm saying? They started shooting, I ran, they got shot in the back. I'm like, damn, like, she pretty though. You know what I'm saying? I hope she's still alive though. You know, I hope she's still alive. Oh, God.
Off so that they would have more time to fight, and also making the bus drivers run. And this led to my first experience of the 600 vs. Taquan world era, and I didn't even know it at first. Now you might have heard Von rap about how he had to go up to Dunbar and shoot at people, and this is why. Yes, it was actually so bad back then that he was able to get away with doing this near a school without it making national headlines. It probably barely made the Chicago news. And it might have been cameras, but they were so low quality back then. But I still wish I could have got a good look at everybody on that bus. How many faces from the drill scene was I actually sitting with? I'll never know, because I looked out the window, and by the time I turned around, I got punched so hard, I ended up facing the window again. My vision was all blurry, so I kind of just blindly swung my way off the bus. And at first, I thought I was the one getting jumped on. But when I got off the bus, a short brawl ensued, and after a few minutes, one side scattered back towards Taekwon World, and the other side scattered back towards O Block and 600. It was then that I realized this fight wasn't even about me. And I'm like 6'4", so I probably just caught a straight fist because I was so visible. And this brings us to 49th Street and my experience with 051 Young Money. So, high school homecomings worked a little different in Chicago in the 2010s. It was not a school event.
This shit is fucking crazy, bro.
Oh,
It was
bro.
completely put together by kids, and it was so full of gang members that the DJ was shouting out every hood in the party. This was not a formal affair at all. Just imagine a nightclub in the middle of the hood, but it's just high school kids. It's a permanently closed high school on 49th that was the main hub for these type of parties. Every high school had a homecoming.
Hey, hold on. That's how, cause I went to like a couple of different schools. I ain't gonna lie to you. I went to like three different high schools, bro. I went to Calumet. That homecoming was definitely like that, bro.
But there's a couple that everybody wanted to go to. And this was one that everybody came to. So much so that if you weren't in line by 7 o'clock, you wasn't getting in. It would fill the capacity that quick since the whole South Side was in there. And of course, the South Side is the largest part of the city. At my first one, around the time Chief Keef dropped Bang, the war between 051 and 600 was in full effect. And I'll never forget the two little guys walking around the party looking every single person in their eyes, cracking the trays in their face, saying BDK, just hoping that one of y'all was a BD.
Hey, I swear to God, niggas used to do that shit in school all day long. Like, BDK. I'm like, all right, BDK, man. It's just okay. Telling me that for the fuck? What I'ma do? What the fuck you want me to do? What the fuck?
Wanted to get wild. And obviously this didn't take long to get out of hand, and my memory is kind of blurry, but it only lasted like 2 years because the last homecoming they had, which was my sophomore year, Young Money was posted outside the gates after the party looking for any ops that dared come to a party this close in their neighborhood. And there was a McDonald's right down the street. Now after everything ended, the closer the crowd got to that McDonald's, the wilder it got. Me and my homie and my cousin was sitting out there looking stupid, just waiting on our ride, and we knew we had a limited amount of time before it got deadly. Now, I'm not from 49th or anywhere over there, so we was doing something called lacking. The police was checking people before you came in, so the only guys with guns were the ones who had their own ride and left them in the car, or the guys who lived close enough to have a stash spot nearby. And by the time this scene, the golden arches at McDonald's just go out. They flooded the restaurant and sent it up from the parking lot to the cash register. And believe me, when I looked up and saw them arches,
Hey, hold on. It's like always McDonald's. Like, it's always the McDonald's. Real shit. Do your homework on the McDonald's in Chicago. Real shit. Do your fucking homework on the McDonald's in Chicago. Motherfuckers get splat there.
go out. I cannot tell you how happy I was that our ride pulled up seconds later. There was no Uber back in 2012 or Lyft. If you ain't have a ride, you was just walking. I mean, we could have took the bus or the train, but I had just spent $10 to get into the party, and that's all I had. Really, in the span of 1 year, we went from teach me how to Dougie to E-Day is you serious. And I guess I said all that just to say this.
We ain't
It was
never
definitely a
lied.
one-of-a-kind thing to grow up in this era and see it firsthand. But in retrospect, knowing everything that it caused, all the lives lost, and honestly the way the rest of the world looks at us, it's definitely bittersweet. Us in the urban black community have never gotten the best looks from people in other communities. And the drill movement certainly
I ain't gonna lie, like, this shit happened so fast, though. Like, I remembered all that teach me how to Dougie and shit. It's like, when, you know what I'm saying, when you in that time, it's like, you ain't even thinking. It's like, shit just going. It's like, now you look back like, damn, this shit just changed. Bro. That's how that shit be, though.